Able to make it down?
Yeah, I'm amazed they even paid for it. That's awesome. So yeah.
Yeah. Check Twitter. Let's see if we can hear anything.
You and I go to the Asor. Okay. Yeah. Not bad. Most of the people about this. Wow. They're made. Don't worry, I'm sorry. Picture. Yeah. It's on the so we go there at 4:35. No, we do 4:45. Anything I need to know? Yeah.
Well, I'll start my day in the press box, so I will see you. I'll see you somewhere. Yeah. I'm not going to be better.
Yes. Yeah. Come out earlier, man, and rest the golf club. We came in, well, we were supposed to go waste of time.
I'll see you in the press box.
She's fine. She's home and she's doing really, really well. Thank you.
How are you, Barry?
Good, Randy. How are you?
Good to see you.
You're fine. Thank you.
She lived the same
Have you met Scott yet?
Then my wife's sitting there in the chair. Yeah.
You guys in good shape? Yeah.
It's just one more got less active, you know.
It's just been hard. Very bad. People sick. You call them all hard and they're already.
Hey, Mike.
So, I've said this crap. Yeah. Go ahead all over. Hey, Mike. Also, just let them know that the credentials are here. If they have people there, I'll make sure they get those. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I think the gang's all here, so we can get started. I'm Mike Grace. Welcome to our press conference officially for tomorrow night's 23rd annual Living Tree Bowl. Great to have you here. Our host for the week is Mayor Sandy Stimson. He's got a welcome message for you. If you would, please welcome the mayor of Mobile.
Thank you, Mike. I know for many of y'all, this is the first time that you've been in this facility. And I'm not sure how many of you have even seen the field, but you know, it's a big upgrade from what you've seen in the past, but we are delighted to be the host of this bowl game. The host committee has done a fantastic job, you know, trying to make sure that all your needs are met. My understanding is that all of our bars and restaurants and hotels are full, and I hope that's all full with your fans, because I know that you're excited about what's going on. We're excited. In the city of Mobile, birthplace of Mardi Gras, we feel like we were born to celebrate. I know that half of y'all will be celebrating, you know, after this bowl game, but while you're here, we hope that you really enjoy yourself, because the entire city and the community welcomes you, and we're excited to be able to host this. The other night, I had an opportunity to give the two athletic directors the keys to the city. I gave that to them along with my cell phone number, and so I haven't heard from them, so I assume that they haven't gotten in trouble since they've been here. But in case y'all do, y'all know how to get in touch with me. Good luck to both teams, and we're delighted that you're here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. We are thrilled to have two first-timers in Mobile with us. Representing the Mid-America Conference is Eastern Michigan University. I know there's a lot of green and a lot of spirit going on in my hotel. I'm sharing my hotel with the Eastern Michigan Marching Band. So I'm already familiar with a whole bunch of green, and we're glad to have the Eagles in town. If you would, please welcome their Director of Athletics, Scott Weatherby. Scott.
Thank you, Mayor. Too, the key works everywhere. We don't have to call you. We can get in everywhere we want. But just wanted to congratulate Liberty on just a great season and having the matchup with them tomorrow. We're looking forward to it. Wanted to say thank you to Living Tree, obviously, for sponsoring the bowl. For the city of Mobile, it's been great. Our kids have had just a great time. All the feedback I'm getting has just been really great to see. And it's all about them having a great experience, and our coaches and families, and they've had that. A special thank you to Jerry and Sherry. They've been phenomenal to work with. and just really means a lot to be able to come down here on a quick notice. And it was a quick turnaround, and we're just excited to kick off. So for me, it's just more about thank yous, and we're just excited to have the opportunity to compete here in Mobile and for the bowl game. I'll let you turn it over to our head coach, because that's who you really come to talk to. So thank you again, and appreciate all the support here in Mobile, and look forward to tomorrow. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, things have turned around in Ypsilanti, Michigan. The town's been turned into the factory now, thanks to the next gentleman you'll talk to. The head coach of the Eagles has turned that football program around. He's got them in Mobile here in the Living Tree Bowl. Please welcome the head coach of the Eagles of Eastern Michigan. Here's Chris Creighton. Chris.
I too want to echo those sentiments. Really, really grateful for you all having us here. It's a big deal for us. We've been playing football at Eastern Michigan for 130 years. We've won one bowl game, and we've only gone to a handful. So you talk about people who are excited about being a part of something like this. We are first in line. And the hospitality has been awesome. It's an unbelievable venue. It's the first time that I've been here. So we're super excited about it. We've played in a couple bowl games, but we haven't won one here recently. Our theme this year is to be different. And that's one of the ways that we can be different than 128 other years of football at Eastern Michigan. It's been slow but steady. Really, really proud of our team and of our university. And we're going to give you all we got. So thank you so much for letting us be here.
Questions for Coach Creighton? Somebody's got it.
How do you defend Malik Willis?
Hopefully there's lots of rain. Maybe lots of wind. Yeah, he's tried to get 12 players on the field a couple times. He's super talented. Got a chance to meet him at the opening of this week, and seems to be as good of a person as he is a player. And, you just love that. A couple of our guys know him, grew up together in Atlanta. So that makes it fun too, when it's a really good human being who's so talented. And we've got a plan. Our defense has a lot of pride. He's a super talent. And, when you can do it both in the air and on the ground, it makes it really difficult. And then I think one of the things is that when you play great defense, it still isn't good enough a lot of the times, because he's so good at creating when things don't go exactly the way that they were supposed to. So it's a team game, and we're going to have 11 guys that are going to be working together to try to slow him down. But he is super talented.
Coach, how much of a factor is bowl experience for coaches and players?
It's a good question. I think having been to a couple before, get an idea of the flow of the week. It's usually an opponent that you haven't seen before, so that's always new. I can tell you that we are absolutely enjoying the awesome itinerary that's been put together. I think, though, having lost the games in the previous years, that our guys know that the focus of the week is playing great football on Saturday afternoon. I think that comes from having played in a couple games.
Coach, how's the health of the team? Overall health right now?
Yeah, overall, I can say our injury report is back down to one page. It's not onto the back, so that's good. Sometimes I don't know if people realize, they're big rosters, but you have guys that have been out all year with surgeries and whatnot, and then guys who are out for months but come back and whatnot. So I think we're in good shape for this time of the year. But it's still staggering, when you actually look at the injury report, how many guys, you realize how many guys are out.
What's your schedule, including Wisconsin, besides the MAC, but including Wisconsin? How does it help prepare you for postseason play?
Yeah. The first 4 games, again, you're playing against people that you're not familiar with. That's exciting, but that also seems like a long time ago, to be honest with you. I think, we play good football in the MAC, and there is a variety. Some guys spread it out, throw it, and then, there's people who play with tight ends and try to run the ball, and there's different defenses. So I think maybe our schedule, and I'd say mostly playing the MAC though, is that, you've got to come to play in our league. If you're not playing at a really high level, you're going to lose. And I don't think that's going to be any different in a bowl game, is that to give yourself a chance, you've really got to be clicking on all cylinders.
Coach, your team is number one in the nation in fewest penalty yardage, fewest number of penalties. Can you speak to that level of dedication? And then is there an additional challenge of maybe keeping the players a little more focused when it's a bowl game and maybe their energy level's a little higher than maybe it would be with the national spotlight?
Yeah, in terms of the penalties, that's something that we're proud of. There's a lot of factors, that go into that. I can tell you maybe 3 years ago, we were on the other end of that. And so we did try to do some simple things to focus in that way. But you just want to play the game the right way and play it really, really hard, and to be disciplined. So I think we all try to do that. Some years it just goes better than others. And then in terms of the energy, I think it's a good thing, to be playing in a meaningful game and something that you're super excited about. It's always that's got to be channeled and funneled in the right direction. And again, I think that, my philosophy is let's enjoy, this whole experience. And I likened it to a normal trip on the road. When we travel well, it's when everybody knows why we are going to wherever we're going, right? I mean, we flew out to California, we fly out to Florida, we go to the East Coast, and go down to LSU, and to venues, teams, states, parts of the country that maybe many of our guys have never been to before. I love that. I love that experience for them. But we travel well when they understand that all of this is happening because we're playing a football game, at the end of that. And so I think it's okay to see the sights and enjoy the moment if you don't get lost into why you're there. So that's how we've attacked this week, to say that, we want to play great football, on Saturday evening. And I think we have the maturity, to be honest with you, to be able to handle both.
What's been the impact of getting Tanner Canoe back after he missed some time this year?
Yeah, he missed forever. I mean, it's the second day of camp, and where he got his injury and came back for the Toledo game. And it just wasn't, couldn't have been soon enough. He is just so much fun to coach. Just an unbelievable human being. He's so driven, so selfless, and he's really talented. He's really talented. He ended up walking onto the team. He was a really good basketball player and fell in love with football late. And we said, we just thought this could end up being a really good thing, right, when he gets this game figured out. And so he's obviously had a huge impact. He's had a handful of catches in each of the games that he's been back. And, the three amigos, I call them, with, Dylan Drummond and Hassan Beydoun and Tanner Canoe. We're better when we've got all three of those guys.
There's been a chemistry developed pretty quick between Bryant and Canoe since he got back out there.
Yeah, and fortunately Ben joined us last January, so there's a lot of balls have been thrown, for now coming up on a year, so yeah, I don't think those guys have had any issue with connecting yet.
Coach, talk about Thomas Oberkoya, what he's meant to your team, especially this year with his senior leadership.
Yeah, it's hard to, I've been coaching for 31 years, been a college head coach for 25 years. And so anytime you say like he's the best leader ever, I can't say that because I can't remember 25 years ago, but he is such a phenomenal, person and leader. He is our 2-time Torchbearer award winner, which goes to the best and the strongest leader in our program, voted on by all of our players and all of our coaches. We talk about that award in terms of somebody that you'd follow on or off the field, like anywhere, anytime, in any situation. Nobody's perfect, but the guys believe in him. I believe in him. And I think he's going to have an unbelievable unbelievable future. You know, we had a couple practices when we were on the road recruiting the last couple of weeks, and just challenged our seniors to say, you know, why would there be any drop off? You know, are you playing because coaches are telling you what to do, or because you love this game and you're driven to be the best and you want this so badly? And, you know, they had a couple great practices without coaches being there. And you know, he's the tip of the spear in terms of the leadership on our football team.
For those who don't know the MAC or Eastern Michigan, how would you describe your team?
Well, I mean, it's probably better for other people to describe us, but, you know, I have a very biased view. I think we have a bunch of guys from all over who love football and who honestly, you know, love each other. And I think that we all have come to Eastern Michigan knowing that we have not been on top for a long time, or maybe forever, other than 1987. And we want to be a part of taking the program to where it's never been before. We all want to be a part of doing something that almost everybody said couldn't be done. And so I think that when people use the word toughness and whatnot, you know, I think our toughness is probably mental. I think that our guys have a deep-seated resolve that is able to withstand almost everything. And that's how I would describe our team.
Is there any concern your pass protection heading into this game after Ben took 7 sacks in Central Michigan, and I think it's 20 or close to 20 in the last 4 games?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we've got areas just throughout the season, you know, that we've had to improve, and so we've had parts of our game on all 3 sides of the ball that we had to address and get better. We've done that. You know, in terms of keeping Ben upright, when you really study it, and most things in football are this, but it's shared responsibility, you know, and I think he'd tell you it starts with him, and just in terms of getting rid of the ball or using his feet to buy some more time, and, you know, and then it could be a back. Sometimes, you know, it's wide receivers not getting open on time. And then sometimes it's communication or maybe a physical error on the offensive line. But, you know, when we study that, you know, Ben's not somebody that is going to beat you with his feet. He can keep you honest for sure. So there's been a couple games where people have gotten to us, no question. And so we're well aware of that and going to do everything we can to protect him.
Time for one more. All good. Coach Creighton, thanks, sir.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Coach Creighton. The opponent for his Eagles tomorrow night, the Liberty Flames, one of the fastest growing athletic programs in the country, and really proud to have them in Mobile. They've done their success through the leadership of their director of athletics, Ian McCaw, who's here. Ian, if you would. Welcome to Mobile, sir. Great to have you here. You bet.
Thanks. Good morning. It's great to see everybody, and this has just been a tremendous week. I'd like to begin by thanking Lending Tree for their sponsor, as well as the other sponsors of this bowl game. The committee has done a tremendous job, led by Jerry and Sherry and her team, have just provide us with a great hospitality this week. And on behalf of our coaches, staff, student athletes, and families, we've just had a wonderful time with the events and activities that have been provided. It's been really a joyful week, and we're looking forward to a great game tomorrow against an outstanding opponent in Eastern Michigan. So thanks to everyone for hospitality and for making this a first-class experience for the Liberty Flames. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. And the head coach of the Liberty Flames, well known. This is Hugh Freeze. Mobile's not home, but maybe closer to home. Come on, Coach Freeze. Great to have you here, sir. You bet.
Yeah, I echo everyone's comments about this week. I'm thrilled to be back in Mobile. It does feel like home to me, and I've known Jerry for quite a while, and just compliment him and Sherry and Joe, who's with us at our hotel, who have done just an outstanding job of having a bowl week that's memorable, and love the service projects and seeing our kids serve the community and the other events. So it's been a great week for us, and I think the challenge is always on these weeks is to enjoy the week and yet focus on beating a very difficult opponent. And that's always my worry as a coach that keeps you up at night is you certainly want to have that balance. And hopefully we've had that balance, and we can play one of our better games. It'll take that. We haven't played particularly well, to be very candid, down the stretch, and we played some really good teams, so give them credit. But we're going to have to play one of our better games to beat this Eastern Michigan team who plays with great discipline and poise, and they know exactly what they're doing. And we're excited. But thanks to Mobile, thanks to the town, it's been a great week, and we're excited to get to tomorrow.
Coach, if you liked what you've seen out of your team, a couple practices down here.
I liked one, wasn't crazy about the other, to be very candid. But I did like, hopefully we'll have a good day today. We looked a little sluggish in the first one. Yesterday was much better. Today, looking forward to getting to our walkthrough here in a little bit, and our run through, whatever we call it, and hopefully see things cleaned up. So we had a great time at the hotel and our team meeting yesterday or last night, and we're letting our seniors share, the ones who exhausted eligibility are now moving on, and it was great to hear their memories of their time here at Liberty and the bowl games we've been able to be in, and the things that they'll remember 10, 15 years down the road that they'll be telling stories about. And certainly this week has provided some more of those memories, and as will the game. It'll tell a story, and we'll have to tell that story as we look ourselves in the mirror 10 to 15 years from now, and the man we've become. This will be part of it, and hopefully it's one that we can laugh and smile about, not one that we regret not giving our best. And so I'm confident our team has done that in bowl games prior to this year. So this is a different year, different team, different makeup, but I'm optimistic we'll play one of our better games tomorrow night.
Coach, as you continue to build this Liberty program, what has Malik Willis meant to the program, both on and off the field?
Yeah, that's almost impossible for me to quantify. I mean, his, obviously when we took him, wasn't sure what we were getting because he just had no significant snaps at all on the college level. I knew what he was in high school. I knew he could run around and make plays, and to be very candid, worst case, I thought he'd be a heck of a safety. If he didn't work out to be a quarterback. But we were optimistic that a lot of the credit, it goes to Malik and his work ethic, but truthfully, Ken Austin, our quarterback coach, is really the one who really worked with him on his fundamentals. And, I do the play calling, but I'm a big picture guy, and he has so many more strengths in the fundamental play of quarterback than I do, so they deserve a lot of credit. But as far as what he's been, I mean, I would say that he has represented Liberty as well as any athlete I've ever coached at any school. The brand, who we want to be. I mean, it's always with Malik. He throws for 400 yards, 3 touchdowns, and rushes for another touchdown, and it's somebody else. It's the O-line, the receivers, the defense, and then we played terrible, and it's always him. It's my fault. I didn't get it done. So he has that quality of humility that is easy for a team to follow. And then he's on his social media platform. The foundation of Liberty is modeled by him consistently. None of us are perfect. Neither is he. But man, consistency is kind of what I seek to hopefully be known for by the players that play for me. And I know without a doubt that Malik has shown consistent representation of Liberty and our football program as well as any player I've ever coached. And I think it's something, listen, in recruiting, you'd think we don't use that with the transfer portal or with high school guys. Look, Malik Willis doesn't get drafted if he stayed at his current school. You know, we probably can really say that because he's not going to play. And, you know, he got on the field here and now, you know, looks to be one of the top draft picks at quarterback this position. So I think he's really helped our program in many ways.
Coach, does it concern you that you gave up 50 sacks this year, facing two really quality rush ends and Ramirez and Rush?
Yeah, I just, we've not protected him very well at all. And I think Coach Creighton said it is good, it's shared responsibility. The O-line takes the brunt of the criticism and stuff, but sometimes it starts with Malik. You know, Malik set the protection wrong, or sometimes the receiver didn't run the correct depth on a route, and sometimes the running back blew his assignment, and then sometimes you just get beat in one-on-ones by a better player. And so when you're looking at 55 and 99 on the other side tomorrow night, you know that that's possible because that they're very gifted in rushing the passer. And so absolutely it concerns me. And, you know, I think all of us as coaches, one of the first things you really want to try to do is protect your quarterback and stay out of negative plays that create behind the chain situations. And we haven't done that very well this year.
What's been the biggest challenge to build a football program at Hungary?
The biggest challenge is probably convincing players to come and see. Because it's unknown to many places now. The brand has definitely grown with 2 bowl wins and going to a third one is definitely growing. But many are like I was, truthfully, when I got the call from Ian and I think my first response was, you know, I may just stay here in the SEC and go call some plays somewhere or something. But then he just, you know, his deal was just come and see. And Jill and I had been there prior to speak at Convocation. And so I knew a little bit about it. But until I really dug in to see the commitment level, the resources, the vision, the facilities, and then it was a pretty easy decision. And so I think that's the battle we've had is when we recruit a kid, because we have to recruit nationally pretty much. And you've got to just convince them, come and see. And when they do, we've got a legit chance to land them. And so that's probably the biggest challenge. It's not, listen, our administration is incredible. Ian is one of the greatest servant leaders I've ever been around. He's committed, as is the board and our president, and all of our administration is aligned with us in our vision to be one of the top non-Power 5, you know, playing football schools in the nation. And I believe we can do that. Obviously, it takes great recruiting. And I think it's starting to, we're starting to even get better at recruiting. So,
how's the injury report, specifically Ralph?
yeah, man, it just makes you sick when you talk about injuries, particularly with a kid that's just been such a stud for us as Ralph has, and comes from overseas and learns to speak English and goes through his time here, gets his Master's Plus degree, and loves this team, and you know, it's just, it doesn't look good that he'll be able to play. So that's, I just hate that for him. Obviously, we got the ones who've been out for a length of time that we've missed. Quentin Reese tremendously since his injury. We've certainly took a step back in some areas. So, but nothing new, just the ones that have been out for the year are out, and then it doesn't look good for Ralph. He's trying hard. He's in treatment every time I walk down but it just, he couldn't move very well yesterday.
What else? Coach Reed, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach, we could get you and Coach Creighton
Yes.
up here with the helmets and the trophies.
There you
We'll have
go.
a photo op for
There you go.
everybody.
Reminder as
Hardware here.
well for media members, Barry has credentials if you need to pick those up as well. And again, tonight, Mardi Gras Parade, pep rally, street party downtown Mobile.
Like you said something.